So this next session is all about understanding you better, knowing you. And I'm going to take you through some exercises and some teaching to enable you to have greater insight into you. That's a tall order. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to come alongside you as a facilitator to enhance your ability to better understand you, to move as much as we can about you and your functioning, your way of doing life from the unconscious, ununderstood, into the conscious, into the better understood, because that gives you the opportunity to affect it, to begin the process of change. Change is an ongoing process. It's on a continuum. It's not an instantaneous thing. And I'll read you and remind you of that poem, Potholes, that we keep falling down, just to remind you, change begins because you can see something. You can see the problem, but it doesn't mean change has happened. You've began the process of change. And that's a good place to start, seeing the problem and beginning the journey to work through the problem. You can't even begin the journey if you can't see the problem. Something about Alice in Wonderland, I think, that quote. Didn't know where to begin. Let's begin by understanding you better. Let me read you a poem. My Brain and Heart Divorced by John Roedel. My brain and heart divorced a decade ago over who was to blame about how big a mess I have become eventually. They couldn't be in the same room with each other. Now my head and heart share custody of me. I stay with my brain during the week, and my heart gets me on weekends. They never speak to one another. Instead, they give me the same note to pass to each other every week. And their notes they send to one another always says the same thing. This is all your fault. On Sundays, my heart complains about how my head has let me down in the past. And on Wednesdays, my head lists all of the times my heart has screwed things up for me in the future. If they blame each other for the state of my life, there's a lot of yelling and crying. Lately, I've been spending a lot of time with my gut, who serves as my unofficial therapist. Most nights, I sneak out of the window in my ribcage and slide down my spine and collapse on my gut's plush leather chair that's always open for me. And I just sit until the sun comes up. Last evening, my gut asked me if I was having a hard time being caught between my heart and my head. I nodded. I said I didn't know if I could live with either of them anymore. My heart is always sad about something that happened yesterday, while my head is always worried about something that may happen tomorrow. I lamented. My gut squeezed my hand. I just can't live with my mistakes of the past or my anxiety about the future. I sighed. My gut smiled and said, in that case, you should go and stay with your lungs for a while. I was confused. The look on my face gave it away. If you are exhausted about your heart's obsession with the fixed past, and your mind's focus on the uncertain future, your lungs are the perfect place for you. There is no yesterday in your lungs. There is no tomorrow there either. There is only now. There is only inhale. There is only exhale. There is only this moment. There is only breath. And in that breath, you can rest while your heart and head work their relationship out. This morning, while my brain was busy reading tea leaves, and while my head was staring at old photographs, I packed a little bag and walked to the door of my lungs. Before I could even knock, she opened the door with a smile, and as a gust of air embraced me, she said, "What took you so long?" John Roedel. There's something about better understanding you. I'm going to include a picture of the blob tree, and it's just pictures of different blobs on branches of a tree, doing all sorts of different movements, activities. I wonder which of those represents you. Which blob doing what activity is more you? And I guess you'll better choose which is more you when you compare it to what the other blobs are doing. Which is you? Sometimes communication in the form of words let us down, and we need to find other ways. I'm going to include a picture of some emojis. We're so used to using emojis in text messages these days. But those emoji of faces communicate so much more than words, don't they? Let me give you a set of emojis that you might want to use with your partner to help them better understand the mood, the frame of mind you are in on a particular day. And if you can better understand you, you can begin to use different ways to communicate where you are at on a particular day to your partner to help them. And the emoji faces, it's got faces, I'm feeling afraid, angry, anxious, apologetic, shamed, bored, confused, depressed. Some even use objects or names to define the place they are. I remember a long time ago using oranges for being in a really good place. We used bananas for being in an upset or sad place. We understood what these representative images meant in order to respond appropriately to the other person because of where they know they are at. Now, before you can use these symbols, use these emojis, communicate to the other person where you are at, you've got to understand you and where you are at, because even you may not know you and understand where you are at in your mood in a particular day, in a particular week. Let's do some work on better understanding you. Single, but want to better understand why? Preparing for marriage and want to give it your best shot. Perhaps you're in a partnership, a couple, and want to address some issues. Maybe it's a marriage, but it just ain't working too well. Are you a couple, but know it could be better? Consider a diagnosis, a form of MOT for the relationship. Want to limit passing on the stuff to the children? Because we know that childhood development really does impact the shaping of us and how we go on to do adult life. Want to maximize the quality of your relationship? Perhaps communication just definitely is not working well. Conflict needs managing, needs resolving. Sex, the first casualty when there is conflict, may be something of a sense of a mismatch, but there are definitely some problems in sex. Maybe you're long time married and you've settled, but you know you haven't settled for good enough. Consider the Kairos Center video on demand program. In that program, you'll cover a lot of topics from A to Z, and you can do it in the comfort of your own home at your leisure, and have some periodical homework review sessions with me from time to time at your leisure. Maybe you would prefer secure webcam where one of you or both of you come for maybe weekly sessions. There's something for everyone in the Kairos relationship program. Contact me today. Whether you're in a partnership, a marriage, these things are true. Marriage is not the coming together of two people. It's actually a clash of two cultures, two experiences, two memories, two habits, two morals, two values. And that is a formulation for destruction, says Dr. Miles Monroe. Also, Dr. Creflo Dollar has said, marriage is the place of our healing. Don't leave it too quickly. And if I add a little bit extra to that, you're destined to repeat the problem. So why not work through this partnership in order to address the issues, which is more about me than the other person, and then make an informed decision about what you do for the future of the relationship. Send me a message. It's time to get your quality of life and relationship back on a proper footing.